Missing is a piece that is to do with identity, and it's to do with memory. You have a central protagonist called Lily, who is sort of violently attacked by her memories, which want to provoke her into connecting with her own identity, which she has decided not to remember. I was born and brought up by an Israeli father and an English mother. All of my early memories really were infused with the sound of arguments with a foreign voice I didn't quite understand. I understood some of it. And so that's very much in the piece. You have someone who remembers these things, but who also doesn't want to remember them. Missing is really a voyage, it's a journey into Lily's past. I say it takes about 2 years to make a Gecko show, and it probably is that. One of the reasons it takes so long to make Gecko shows is because the metaphors in the shows have to speak broadly. It's pretty spectacular visually, and is a sort of where you're sort of wrenched imagistically into the past, and then very much into very much the present of the main protagonist character. I think even from the very early days of Gecko work, I've always made a very physical work, very athletic work, and epic work, I guess you could say. Epic on an emotional scale, and epic on a physical and visual scale. So Gecko shows lend itself to having potentially quite big spaces. Missing is a middle scale show, and we use every aspect of the stage. So you have things that occur quite far off in the distance, which pertain to something to do with the past potentially, and things that are slightly out of reach. So geographically, where these things take place on the stage is very important. I tend to employ more and more so contemporary dancers who are phenomenal emotional performers, although I do use very good actors who are fantastic physically. A Gecko show is nothing until you input the narrative of your life into it. It's a very difficult thing to make something that's not too heavy, that basically means you're trying to work out what the hell's going on, what it means, and what the storyline is, or the narrative. You are a part of that, and there are signposts all the way through it, and invitations which say, input the narrative of your life here. I know when that's working because people come up and tell me what the show's about, and they start telling me about themselves in quite personal detail, but they don't realise they're doing that. They think they're talking about the show. I either use a multitude of languages, which means that any one language is particularly important in the show. It's really important that you're not having to follow it by means of language for everything that I've said in terms of interpretation, in terms of you being able to input the narrative of your life.